Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Q8 Pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time, 1800 Zulu, and today, ladies and gents, we are going to be taking a look, or a first look preview at the Black Square TBM 850. The Black Square TBM 850 is the second full aircraft by Black Square for Microsoft Flight Sim, making its departure from the Steam Gauge Overhaul series, which we've enjoyed here on the channel, and personally I've enjoyed in the sim as well. It's also the most technically advanced aircraft by Black Square, focusing on primary instrumentation, radio navigation, equipment, and electrical systems. You'll be very pleased to know that all the equipment featured in this aircraft are based on real-world units and are designed to meet the requirements of the most serious simmers flying IFR or those looking for a real challenge, including 100 system failures that you can schedule from within the aircraft's control panel. I want to welcome all of you guys to this stream today. We have with us Dave. Hello, Dave. Welcome aboard. We have Rand Cooley. Welcome aboard, my friend Ryan. Hello, Ryan. Welcome aboard, and thank you for your support, sir. We have also with us Bagel. Stan. Hello, Stan. Welcome aboard. Merrick. Welcome aboard. Pete Mitchell. Welcome aboard. I'm curious about this one, and I love the hot start. Yeah, the hot start is amazing. Well, here's what we're going to be doing today, and I think it's very important to go through the checklists for this first preview stream, because I do want you to get a feel for what this aircraft can do. And I tell you, this aircraft has a lot of details that I particularly like. And if you follow the channel long enough, you'll know that I'm a detailed guy and I love little details. Now, this is not an overhaul of an existing Microsoft Flight Sim aircraft. This is a brand new aircraft, and I was very pleased to look at all these details when I first started looking at the aircraft, and I saw that the engine, you can open the cowling of the engines and look at the actual engine, and very pleased to see all these details. You can see the serial numbers of the parts, and you can do this on both sides. So they've actually modeled the entire engine here to show you what the aircraft engine actually looks like, if you ever wondered. Very nice detail there by Black Square. The overall 3D model is done quite nicely as well by the guys at Black Square, with very nice details, crisp textures, several liveries to ship with this aircraft that you can enjoy, as you can see here. And by the way, the aircraft is still under tweaking. It is in pretty much a final state, but some tweaking is still being applied to make it release ready for the public. So things might change slightly, but overall I'm very pleased with the 3D modeling and the texture work of the aircraft. I'd like to see more liveries, without a doubt, of this beautiful aircraft. You can see that the baggage door here, and by the way, you can open all the doors on the aircraft. We'll take a look at the interior in just a second, but I thought that it would be really cool to examine the aircraft in some detail, as this is not an overhaul aircraft. This is the work of Black Square, and I think that they've done a really good job with the modeling overall. Captain USA, Gunner, IFR Captain, and Max loves A350. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys here on board with us for this rather exciting flight today from Key West International to Orlando, Florida. Yeah, overall, I do like the texturing on the outside. And going to the inside, again, very nice 3D cockpit there. Look at that. I mean, this is a very immersive looking aircraft. The 3D cockpit looks just absolutely amazing with all these details, the reflections, the instrumentation. Everything is clickable. Everything has a purpose. There are no in-op buttons on this aircraft, including, by the way, the circuit breakers. They are all modeled. You've got all the radio equipment, and let's take a quick look at the back of the passenger cabin, which I think is done quite well. Price is very reasonable. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For considering the fidelity and the depth of system simulation, this aircraft. Again, here you can see the nice, the wood there. Look at that. I mean, you can tell that this is wood, mahogany, it looks like. And look at the details there. Again, everything is very nicely detailed, very nicely textured, and everything is done with a lot of care, a lot of finesse, really, to bring this aircraft to a level unprecedented by Black Square. I really, really like what they've done there with the 3D modeling. All right. So we are now in the cockpit, and there are a few things I want to show you. So I'm not going to open the doors just yet. I'm going to go ahead and close the cowlings. You can see to toggle the cowlings, you can come down here and click here and here, and that will take care of the cowling for you. And we'll take a look at some of the other features as well. But first, we are going to go to the checklists, and we're going to begin with the pre-flight. Now, I was thinking of actually looking at the manual and printing out the manual, but then I thought I'm going to show you guys actually, because this the integration of a checklist in sim is something I really appreciate, and I think all developers should follow suit, especially with an aircraft that is this complex and where the systems are fully simulated. It's nice to be able to use the in-sim checklist, and they've done a really good job with the checklist. You can follow the checklist pretty much, and everything works. But I thought it was really important that we go through some of these items because it will really show you what this aircraft has and how Black Square has programmed the aircraft systems. Alex Aviation, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Obaid, hello. Obaid Al-Mansouri, aloha. Welcome aboard, my friend. All right. So we're going to bring this here. We're going to go to the pre-flight checklist. The crash lever is up. And then the source selector is off, which it is. The generator selector on main. All right. The starter is off. And the ignition is on auto or off. We'll put it on the auto position. And next, the exterior lights are all off, as you can see here. Next, we're going to go to the gyro instruments are all off as well, as you can see right here. And then the emergency light, we can test the lights by coming here and just turning on the light. You cannot really see the light there. I think you can see it now. It's illuminated, so we know the emergency light works. It's difficult to see during daylight, but if you pay close attention, you'll be able to see that it does work. And next, we're going to go to the circuit breakers. So the circuit breakers are modeled. All the circuit breakers, as a matter of fact, are modeled for an extra challenge that gives you, again, a lot of accessibility to failing the instruments and creating that challenge. So you can see that all of them can be, there you go, as you can see. So all the circuit breakers are modeled on the aircraft. All right, so the circuit breakers are in, and then the de-icing switches are all off. Let me remove the flight yoke so you guys can see. So these are all the de-icing. The de-icing system, we'll be testing this as well, but this is the de-icing system. All the switches are currently in the off position. And then the landing gear control is down. The AP trim master switch is located right here, and it is in the off position. The radio master is off. The radio master is right here, and you can see it's in the off position as well. The air conditioning is off. The air conditioning system is located right here, and everything is in the off position. The dump switch is guarded. The dump switch is located right here. Again, this is modeled as well and operational. The ram air handle is pushed in. This is the ram air handle right here, and it is pushed in. And next, we're going to go to the auto fuel selector. The auto fuel selector is located here, and it is currently in the manual position. And let's see here. All right, so the auxiliary boost pump is off. the tank selector left or right. We have it currently on the... Oh, did somebody just gift a... We sure did. Obaid Al-Mansuri just gifted 10 Q8 Pilot memberships. Obaid, thank you so very much. That is very, very kind of you, sir. I appreciate it. Folks, if you've received a gifted membership from Obaid, please be sure to say thank you. That is very, very kind of you, sir. I appreciate it. Roy Soul, welcome aboard, my friend. All right, continuing with the checklist here, we have currently the fuel tank on the left tank, and then the ELT is armed, so the ELT is located right here, and it is in the armed position. The parking brake is set. The parking brake is right here, and it is currently set. Manual override lever is off. So the manual override lever is right here. All right, the power lever is in flight idle. The prop should go to maximum RPM. So we're going to move the prop to maximum RPM. And next, we're going to go to the fuel gauges and check the quantity. So the quantity, let's see here, battery bus. First, I think battery bus power, check the supply. All right, the source selector is on battery. Ooh, what happened here? The sim seems to have frozen. I'm not sure what is going on, but MSFS is just frozen completely. Very, very strange. We might need to restart the sim. I just did the sim update today, so I'm not sure if there is an incompatibility of some sort. But, yeah, I'm unable to do anything, so... I hate it when that happens. And it only happens while you're doing a stream. Abaid Al-Mansuri just came in with a 25 AAD, 25 AD. That's Emirati dirhams. Thank you, Abaid, very much. I appreciate it. We're going to Orlando today, Captain USA. The sim seems to have just frozen completely. Not sure why. Oh, crash. There you go. Thank you, MSFS. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start it again, guys. Yeah, that happens, unfortunately. But let me tell you some, while the sim starts, we can go through some of the talking points, as the guys over at JustFlight call them. CTD, that's exactly right, yeah. So the aircraft is going to feature an extensive manual with a systems guide, operating limitations, performance tables, electrical schematics, 600 checklist items. Check this out. And available to anyone on the justflight.com website. The takeoff, climb, cruise aerodynamics performance matches the pilot operating handbook values within 2%. That's very, very good. All right, so we're going to continue in normal mode. All right, let's see if that fixes the issue. Then you've got a hot-swappable radio stack, which I will show you a little later on once we're back in the sim, via the switches on the right of the panel. All custom-coded radios with frequency memory, 100 random or scheduled failures available from the in-panel interface with engine damage. Also, improved turboprops dynamics, including ITT, torque, NG, and FF, with hot starts and unique torque limiting 850 mode. Basically, what the 850 mode is, it limits the torque to about near 100%, but you can lift the flap handle to the 850 mark for no limit. The new voltage-based light dimming, we're going to watch that when we engage the starter. The new turbine engine failures, such as the compressor stall and surging. Fuel control failures are all modeled. The new FOD damage based on surface type. The new gyroscope physics simulation. Physics based on instrument needles. Of course, compatibility with the TDS and PMS50 GT and 750 Garmin devices, as well as the working title 750 integration is available in the aircraft as well. Additionally, you've got mathematically accurate VOR and ADF signal attenuation and noise degradation, a completely simulated electrical system, fully simulated environmental control system, KNS 80 RNAV computer, ETM engine trend monitor, state saving, as well as a 3D modeled engine, which we saw at the beginning of the stream. So again, an extensive list of systems that are modeled aboard the aircraft, which makes this TBM 850 really a study level TBM 850 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I was very pleased. I've done a couple of test flights with the aircraft. I really like how it handles. I really like what they've simulated. One of the nice thing is, and I hope that the sim can come up quickly so I can show you, is the simulation of the environment. So what they've done is when you are inside the aircraft and you are in a hot location, there is this, I think it's called the greenhouse effect or the glass house effect, something like that, which basically retains the heat inside the aircraft. So when you walk into the aircraft temperature is hotter than the outside. And if you actually open the doors, the temperature actually goes down, and you can monitor this while you're in the aircraft, which I thought was, a small detail, but a very important one, because it really gives you the ability to manage the aircraft in accordance with the real world. And those little details, I think, at least for me, are very important when you are simulating a proper IFR flight. So this is not just about flying the aircraft and flying the instruments and managing the radios correctly, but you also have to manage the air conditioning system correctly, especially when you are flying in cold weather. You have to keep your eye on the cabin temperature, and you need to make adjustments accordingly. Whether you use the bleed air, you use just the flow, all of that does matter in this aircraft, which I think makes it very unique. We're going to look at some of the other details, which I think are done quite nicely. As soon as the yeah, don't worry about the flicker, that's okay, it will go away. There we go. All right, so obviously there are some updates, so we're going to go back to the aircraft. We're going to select Key West, and we're going to go to our parking position and say fly now. And we are going to go through the checklist just one more time so that you guys have a continuation over when you watch the stream again. Yeah, Nightbot, I don't think that I have updated Nightbot today. Not sure that I have. I haven't had time. So sorry about that, guys. But we should be back in the sim. Excellent. We are back in the sim. And all right, so we're just going to go ahead and start immediately here. We're going to turn this, battery goes on, and this goes to the main. And we'll cancel the master caution, and we'll continue with the checklist from where we left off previously. So we're going to come here to the checklist. Hopefully this time the sim won't freeze on us. So we're going to go to the pre-flight. I think we flaps down the landing gear. No, that's yeah, I think this is where we stopped last. So exterior light panel test. So we can perform the light test here, and that checks okay. Excellent. Then we go to the fuel gauges. The quantity is sufficient. We have sufficient fuel for our flight advisory panel 1 and 2. If we click here, we have the advisory test here, and down here checks okay. The oxygen annunciator is extinguished, which it is. And next, the interior light are as required. Environmental panel test. Again, that you can go from the air conditioning panel here and just check that everything works okay. The flaps should be in the down position. So we're going to set flaps down. Excellent. And next we're going to go to the landing gear panel. So from the landing gear panel, there are a few tests that you can perform. Let me remove this here. So here we can click on test 1, test 2, and check down here. All right, so that all checks okay. The pitot heat 1 and pitot stall and heat 2 should be on and monitor that they are working correctly. So we're going to turn those on and just make sure that they are extinguished from the annunciator right here. And if you turn them back, then you'll get the, again, pitot 1 and pitot 2 once more. The source selector is off. So we're going to come back here to the top, and we're going to set this to the off position. All right, and with that, the pre-flight checklist is complete. And now we can take a look at some of the other options in the aircraft. Let's start with the next checklist before the engine start check. But what we'll do is we'll stop at some point. All right, so the pre-flight inspection is complete. The nose baggage door is obviously closed. I'll show you how to open that. The engine compartment is closed. The cabin access door and pilot door are both latched. Parking brake is set. Seats and seat belts are fastened. The oxygen pressure is right here. And all right, let me just come up here so you guys can see it. All right, there we go. That's the oxygen supply pressure, which is pretty good. And the oxygen supply is turned on now. The passenger oxygen should be in the off position. The radio master on only if clearance is required. Today, we're not going to need that. The landing gear is obviously down. The ignition is auto or off. We'll put it in the auto position. The source selector battery goes to battery. And now we can do the horn test, which is located right here. Listen to the sounds there. Pretty cool, huh? Night mode is fine, is it? All right. Okay. All right. So we are done here. Now, one thing I do want to show you is right here. All right. So if you look here, if you look down here, you'll see that the temperature is indicating 34 Celsius. If you click here, by the way, you can see it in Fahrenheit as well. Let's leave it in Fahrenheit, 94, since we are in the USA. Now, I'm going to open the pilot door, and just notice to unlock the door, we press here. Now, notice this is in green, indicating that we are good to go and that the door is latched. If I click here on press to unlock, this turns into red. That is a fine detail. I'm going to go ahead and open the door, and I'm going to deploy the little stairs there. And now look at what happened to the temperature. It went from 90, what was it, 97 Fahrenheit or 30, it's 30. All right, so we'll leave it for a little while, and you'll see that the temperature actually starts cooling off a little bit as we open the door. Now, we've seen the engine cowling, which you can open by clicking on those little switches here. And from the cabin, you can come to the back, and there is a little keychain here. It says baggage door. And if you click that and go to the outside, you'll see that the baggage door opens. And then we can also open the passenger door. Again, you can press here to unlock, and you'll see again everything turns into red. And we can turn here to open the handle and deploy the stairs as well for the passengers. And now you have all the aircraft doors open, as you can see here. Very, very nicely done. Although the aircraft doesn't really ship with a control panel, I love how they programmed the little hot spots that you can click to interact with the aircraft. Going back in, if you want to close the door, then we'll retract the stairs, and we can now click here to press to close the door, and we'll wait to see the green here. All right, see that? Now the doors are locked, and you can see that the door is properly latched. And by the way, you can simulate a door that is not properly latched, and that is going to cause pressurization problems. So we're good there. And we're going to close the baggage door as well and hop back into the cockpit. All right. So if we look, the temperature is still at 96. So it looks like this is the outside temperature. Now you can see here the cabin temperature is hot. So we better start the aircraft and get the air conditioning system to work. So we're going to continue now with our checklist. So we're going to go to the before engine start. We have done, I think, up until here. All right, so the ITT test hold is right here, right? We just want to check that we see the movement of the needle and we see it's illuminated. And next we go to the ITT needle is functioning. Exterior lights. So we're going to go ahead and turn on. There is no beacon light, so we're going to turn on the nav lights and the strobe lights as well. And now we can go to. We are pretty much done here with the before engine start. Okay, perfect. So everything is good, and I think. And again, guys, the reason I'm going through all of these through the checklist is really to give you an appreciation of what Black Square has done. And Sayed Atif, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. Paulo, welcome aboard, my friend. Sam, what are the to from airports? Today, we're flying from Key West to Orlando, Florida. It should be about an hour flight, a little less than an hour, but should be fun. All right, we're starting from the battery. So the manual override lever is off. The power lever is in flight idle. The propeller is maximum RPM. The condition lever is on the cutoff position. The source selector is on BAT. The auxiliary fuel pump goes to the on position. All right, and now you can see that the fuel pressure there is in the green. Fuel pressure green, as you can see here. Ignition to auto. Which it is. Excellent. The ignition annunciator is illuminated. Okay. And then we can go to the starter on. So let's go ahead and put the starter. Look, did you see how the electrical charge now is affected? And we're going to wait for 13% on the gas generator, which is your NG here. Right, it's about 13%, and we're going to go to, ooh, we forgot that one. All right, there we go. Excellent. And condition lever goes to auto IR below 870 in 20 seconds and maximum 1090. Starter off at 50 NG, which we can now turn the starter off. Excellent. And the generator is in the main. All right, so now we can do the auxiliary boost pump to the auto position. Let me close the door so we can get rid of the sounds. Right, and we're just going to make sure that we get the green here. All right, perfect. Yeah, that's it was way too loud. And the auxiliary is on, which it is. Auxiliary extinguished. Okay, fuel pressure annunciator extinguished. Excellent. Condition lever to high idle. All right, and then we're going to come and turn on the pitos there right here. Next, we're going to go to the main generator. Voltmeter is 28, and the emitter is charging, which we have a positive charge there. Excellent. And we are done with the, so we're just going to go to the after start engine checklist. The gyro instruments are located here, and we're going to turn all of these on. Next, the gyro section is in green, which it is. Excellent. Gyro slaving is slave, which it is. And then the prop DIs check, you can click here to test them right here, and they all check okay. Perfect. Then the left window heat, you turn these on and off just to make sure that they actually work. And you look at the annunciator to see that they are operational. So you click here and you wait for them, just make sure that they are indeed on. And we can turn those off. And then we can go down here. The generator is on main right here, which it is. And finally, we can come to the flaps and retract the flaps now. All right. Emitter is below 50. Generator selector on standby. This is all for testing, so we can skip those parts. And then we can go to the bleed air. All right, so bleed air goes to auto. Bleed air goes to auto. There we go. Bleed air to auto. And fan flow as required. We're going to put the fan flow as well on auto, and we're going to turn the air conditioning system on. We'll set the cabin temperature to about 20 degrees Celsius, and we'll put the defrog on normal. All right, you can see the temperature now is going down. We're cooling the cabin. The passengers are definitely sweating right now. Man, I want this plane. Used to love the airlines, but this is just something about GA that is so satisfying. Absolutely, Willie. I love GA. The GA aircraft are just really something else. I just really like them a lot. All right, so cabin altitude is set. Cabin climb rate arrow is up, which it is. The weather radar is in the off standby position. Radio master. Finally, we can turn on the radio. So actually, we're going to turn on the radio master, and we're going to turn on the autopilot trim master switch as well. We can test the electrical trim here. Now, we need to set the trim to take off. So let me adjust it now so I don't forget it. All right, that's good enough. The EFS display is located up here, so we need to turn that on. Listen to the sounds, very nice sounds. Okay, taxi lights can go to the on position. Actually, we'll leave the taxi lights for now. We'll leave the inertial separator until we're done with our flight plan. Okay, so time to put in our flight plan, and we have something new from Navigraph. Check this out, ladies and gents. The new Navigraph, there is a fifth layer now available in the Navigraph charts, which is the satellite map. Check it out. I think it looks great. And when you put it in satellite map, you can very easily see the weather, the cloud here formation at the different altitudes. I think this is just really a very nice touch by Navigraph charts. So we are at Key West right here. So let me just zoom in a little bit. And where are we? Let's see here. Why is SimConnect not connected? All right, SimConnect. Navigraph SimLink. And let's click here. Still doesn't want to do it. Let's see. There we go. So that's us right there. We're going to be departing runway 09 today. And we're going to fly direct to Carno. From Carno, flying direct to Ferral. From Ferral is the star into Orlando, Florida, through the Jokers 3 arrival. And we're going to be performing an ILS runway 35 rides at Orlando. We're going to be cruising at a final cruise altitude today of 28,000 feet. So let's me zoom out here, and this is our flight plan. So now you guys have been briefed, and we'll switch this to the SimBrief flight plan. And we're going to come down here and just to put in, let me make this a bit smaller. Okay, perfect. We just need the route. So we're going to come here to the flight plan. And we're going to set the origin airport, which is Key West International. So that's Key West, enter. And then the destination airport is Kilo Mike Charlie Oscar, which is Orlando International Airport in Florida. And enter. Excellent. And next we can add the waypoints. We have a couple of waypoints today. Carno is one. So look at the needles here, how they move. Very, very nice. And when you put in a VOR as well, the attenuation is just very, very realistic. Okay, so we're here, Carno. So C-A-R-N-U, Carno, Southeast USA. And the other waypoint is the Ferral, which is this one here, Ferral, again, Southeast USA. And that is our flight plan. Next, we're going to go to Orlando, and we're going to say load procedure. First, we're going to select our arrival. The arrival is through the Jokers 3. The Jokers 3 through the Ferral's transition is the Ferral transition. And we're going to load, oops, that's not right what we've done. So let me click here. Let me remove the arrival and let me select it again. Let's see here, load procedure. So the arrival is going to be the Joker, where is my, all right, so the Jokers 3 transition is the Ferral transition, but the runway is going to be the 35 right, and then load the arrival. All right, perfect. Next, we're going to go all the way down, select Orlando, load procedure, and select our approach. And the approach today is the ILS runway 35 right. And we're going to say transition is, where's the transition? All right, so let's take a look at, let's take a quick look at the chart. Let me bring Navigraph charts here. And we're going to click on the runway over at Orlando. Why is it not loading? Can you please load? All right, we'll do it that way. Just taking time, I guess, to load to the, there we go. Now we can overlay it. Perfect. From the LoRa, the transition is not appearing here. Yeah, we don't have the transition. So we don't have the transition. All right, so we'll just say back, and we're going to say load the approach. That's okay. And then what was it? What was the arrival there? That looks completely different, doesn't it? Okay. So if we go to the map, okay, well, it looks all right. Looks okay. All right. Well, we'll worry about it once we're there. We're going to go to the menu. We're going to say track up or north up. And then we can go back. All right. Perfect. We are now ready. And we're going to put this on auto. We do not need the inertial separator for now. Hello there, Gadget FPV. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. And guys, a very quick reminder to help the less fortunate of us in the community by helping the Fly Lilo project. The link is pinned in chat command. If you'd like to make a donation, I'm very happy to report that we have reached now $630 in donations. Thank you very much for everyone who has donated to this cause. We're going to select the nav to a GPS. There we go. And we're going to set the altitude. So this one, the first click is the altitude, and the second is the actual feet per minute. So if you click here, now you can select the feet per minute. So we're gonna leave this now as it is. So I'm gonna click once here. 28,000 feet is set, and now we can turn on the taxi lights. Taxi lights are on, and we are good to go. All right. We'll there we go. That's the aircraft. Very nice sounds. By the way, the only thing that this aircraft uses from the default aircraft for MSFS are parts, excuse me, some parts of the sounds come from the TBM 900. So that's just for you to be aware of, that the TBM, the default Asobo TBM, needs to be installed for this to work. All right, here we go. And let's go ahead and taxi to, that's that a GPU? I'm not sure what that is. All right, let's go ahead and taxi to runway 09 for departure. Slow down here a little bit. I wish GSX would create a little more intelligent cars. They just kind of wander around. They don't stop, and they don't respect the, you know, aircraft moving on taxiways. They just kind of do their own thing, which, which is, yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's not a big deal, but. What's the cruise altitude for today's flight? 28,000 feet. As you can see here, it is set. I think Dave was asking what instruments can be popped out, and I believe that you can. Let me take a look. All right, so this is the alt. I think you can pop everything out, Dave. So if you click on any of these instruments, so those obviously you can, not those instruments, but everything else pretty much you can pop out using the alt. The left alt, and just clicking here, so like that. So that's something you can do for sure, but it's not available within the aircraft itself, so you kind of have to do it on your own. All right, let me bring my mic back here. Excellent. Bit too fast there. Very nice aircraft. Overall, the modeling, the sounds, the instruments. I think this is going to be one of my favorite aircraft for MSFS. In terms of GA, it really doesn't get much better than this in terms of the system simulation, the radio navigation. Earlier, I've done a flight using just ADF and VOR, and I tell you, I really enjoyed that flight. But for this first look video, I thought that I would show you guys the integration with the PMS-50. And by the way, if you wanted to, let me just pause here a little bit. Let me set the parking brake. If you wanted to change your autopilot system and instruments, you can by clicking here. So now this is the Garmin GNS 530. And you can do the same thing here, so you can switch to the 530 or the KX155. You can replace this one here if you don't want it, or you can use the GNS 530, or you can use dual 530s on the aircraft. I prefer this configuration just to kind of show you guys everything that is available. We're going to go ahead and squawk 2000 and turn this on. Excellent. And we're going to head over to the overhead panel, turn on the landing lights. Let's do the pulse there, and master caution is off, parking brake is released, and we can turn on the All right, so this is your failures. You can get all your failures here, so you can repair the engine, refill oxygen, or you can reset all the failures, and then you can select the failures here. So you can either do random, scheduled, you can activate the failures here, detailed settings there for your failures. We're not going to use any of those today. We're just going to go to the weather radar, and let's give it a little power here. The behavior of the throttle is very well done. Again, I watch Steve-O1, who flies the TBM quite extensively. It's probably his favorite aircraft. Allison Johnson, welcome aboard, my friend. Another Fly Lilo ambassador who is helping support the great cause, and a very good friend, a dear friend of mine. I was fortunate enough to meet Allison at FS Expo. Welcome aboard, my friend. All right, we are at runway 09, and we are ready to go. We are going to hold the brakes here, and we'll just give it a little power. Right, parking brake is released. And we're going to rotate at 85 knots. We're going to increase the power gently. All right, 80, 85, and takeoff. Lovely takeoff there. Positive rate. Gears going up. And let's begin our turn. Excellent. Now we can go to 850. There to unlimit the torque. Very, very nice really a joyful aircraft to hand fly. Right, I'm going to bring the prop back a little bit. There we go. Looking good. Right, we continue to climb to 28,000 feet. All right, and now we can turn on the yaw damper. Nav. Autopilot is engaged. And we're going to come here. And we are going at about 3,000. 1,300 feet per minute. Let me set this to 1,000 feet per minute for now. Hello there, Michael. Welcome aboard. I'm sorry, the Nightbot today is not correct. That's my bad. I do apologize for that, guys. And we are now continuing the climb. Everything is looking good. Aircraft instrumentation is good. And if you look now at the cabin temperature, 20 Celsius, 68 Fahrenheit, and that's the temperature that we have set. I have forgotten to set the cabin altitude, so let's do 28. 28, we'll put it at 29 right there. Now you can see the climb rate there, and that's about sufficient right there. We can bring it down maybe just a little bit. Between 700 and 800 is good, so the rate is good here. We're looking all right. Excellent. And now we can zoom out a little bit. Let me change this to heading up. Bring it back and zoom out a little further. And now we're doing excellent. All right, and we continue the climb now. We can give it a little more power. Watching our prop, torque, and NG. Now, one thing you can do is if you move this to 850, now you are not going to limit. You see this here now? So now we need to be careful. Bring this back a little bit. Ease off on the power. There we go. Now we're good. Now we are back in the green. I'm going to ease off just slightly more. There we go. And now we can increase our rate of climb to about 1,300 feet per minute. Just so detailed. Everything is true to life in this aircraft. Of course, I'm going to be doing another video, hopefully, with the developer of the aircraft. So I'm currently working out a suitable date and time for Nick, the lead developer from Black Square, to join us here on stream and talk to us a little bit about the aircraft. And the development process. Bihard Esadi, hello my friend, welcome aboard. How do you switch to GTN? I mean, where is the switch in the cockpit? I've showed this earlier, but the switch is right here. So if you come down here, and just below the transponder, you'll find COM1 GTN 750. So this switch, if you flip it, it will basically change the devices here aboard the aircraft. You can switch, you can toggle this side and this side as well. Right, we're doing good. We're climbing through 5,000 for 28,000. No worries at all, my friend. Do we know what day in October the release is? I do not know. Probably first week of October, but I'm not for sure. But I tell you guys, one of the, obviously, JustFlight has provided me with a preview copy. And by the way, JustFlight is a great company, both in terms of development, in terms of support. They are just an excellent, excellent company, very transparent, very open, and they create some very quality hardware as well. So I do like JustFlight. Now this, of course, this aircraft was provided to me as a preview copy, so I didn't pay for it. But aside from that, I can tell you that this is probably a day one purchase, just considering the fidelity of the aircraft and the system simulation. This is definitely an air. If you're an IFR flyer and you like general aviation, this aircraft is probably one of the very few aircraft that fulfills all aspects of the flight simulation. and I like this a lot, probably just as much as I like the Comanche. It's really that good, guys, in terms of how it flies, how it feels. The Comanche is an older aircraft, obviously, so it does not have all the modern avionics that this aircraft has, or the depth of the or the systems that this aircraft has. But this is actually really an aircraft that will bring hours of enjoyment to your flying experience. It's got an extensive manual that will teach you the aircraft, the proper operations of the aircraft. And the one thing I noticed about Black Square is they really stand behind their products. They keep an open mind, and they listen to the community when there is an issue, when the real-world pilot gives them, you know, any feedback. They are very attentive, and they go and make the changes to better their add-ons. So yeah, they are great. They're a great company. Both Black Square and JustFlight. Been working with JustFlight since X-Plane 10 days, and they're just a great company. Now, incidentally, speaking of development and all that good stuff, a couple of interesting things here. By the way, we're approaching 10,000 feet, so let me turn off the landing lights. Taxi lights can go off as well, and everything else here is in tip-top shape. Everything here, let's take a quick look at our instruments. Torque is in the green, prop is in the green, NG is in the green, ITT is good, and we can now, by the way, enter reset this. Okay, NG 98%, ITT 792, so we're good there. All right. Incidentally, there was an interesting comment from Tom, the lead developer of IXCG, on the first look stream that I've done on the IXCG. And Tom is one of the, Tom and Jan are the people who work on the IXCG, are two individuals I have immense admiration and respect for their dedication, for their commitment to the community, for their commitment to their add-on, and for their immaculate support. If you go to the forums, they personally are involved in answering all the questions. But is fuel on auto? Fuel is on auto, I suppose. Yeah, yep, fuel is on auto, fuel selector on auto, and the auxiliary is on auto as well. You can shift, by the way, so I think it already did the shift there. But let me go ahead and click on shift, and it will go to the left tank now. Yeah, it should we'll leave it on the right for now. So incidentally, Tom has seen the video, and it looks like he was upset over a few of the comments that I made. And reality, which I, by the way, really like his definition. So he was a little bit upset, and he thought that he was disappointed in that my commentary somewhere in that stream was unprofessional, because I did not reach out to either himself or Jan to ask them about the intentions of the release of the IXCG 737. And my response to him is, well, thank you very much for taking the time to comment, and I do apologize if, you know, I made you feel, you know, I gave you like a hard time, but I have stated my opinion, and that my commentary was based on how I've experienced the aircraft for the first time in X-Plane 12, based on my previous experience with the IXCG. No, I never reached out to you or Jan. I normally do not reach out to developers. I don't really read the forums, but I just go and state my opinion on the aircraft. And I probably should have probably, as a caveat, I should have read, you know, what was expected and not expected in that release, so that I can also give you guys more information. And I invited Tom to come on stream on this coming Saturday, where I will be streaming the IXCG 737 again. So the aircraft has been updated, and they fixed a lot of the issues encountered in the initial release. So I am going to be streaming it. I've invited him. He said that they're always happy to sort of come and speak about their add-on to the community, but I've sent him a couple of messages. He did not respond, so I'm not sure if he wants to just join the chat or he is going to respond a little later. But the fact of the matter is, guys, I have been always, in the past, always will support the developer community. I support them by purchasing all their add-ons. Even when they give me a preview copy like this one, I go and purchase it when it's released. So that's, first of all, it's in my account. And then I like to support the developers. I'd like to keep them going. By the way, I have a tendency to support X-Plane developers more than I do for MSFS, simply because there is a lot more going on for Microsoft Flight Simulator than there is for X-Plane. So in terms of, you know, market share and things like that. So I think X-Plane developers need more support than developers developing for MSFS. That said, let me, here we have it, we're exceeding all right, master caution. All right, 15,000, 16,000. So the fact is, I do support the developers. I do support them by giving them my constructive criticism. Some take it they take it to heart. They go back to the drawing board and they fix things. And some feel, you know, a little bit angry, maybe, or disappointed. Now, the fact of the matter is, I have a responsibility towards the flight sim community to report, in all honesty, without any bias, my experience. And it's right there for you guys to see. So it's not that I'm hiding things from you. I am presenting the aircrafts from a flight simmer perspective, and I'm trying as much as possible, although I'm not a real world pilot, I go to the length of trying to show you everything that I can show in a live stream or a recorded video, so that you can make an informed decision as to whether you know, you want to purchase this aircraft or not. Bearer reference is standard. By the way, there were a few occasions where people did not agree with my assessment. They said, no, this aircraft is great, where I said, I don't think it's worth it. Those were very few occasions, by the way, very, very few over the years, that people, you know, went against my recommendation, and for the most part, they were unhappy that they did. So, and there were very few occasions where people did go with my recommendation of buying something and they were not happy with it, and that is okay, because my opinion is you should use it as a what's the word for it? As a guide. It's not like Q8 said buy it, then I should go and buy it, and if he said don't buy it, then I'm not going to buy it. No, but go and listen to what others say as well about the add-on. And I know for a fact that on the IXCG, it did not really receive the glowing reviews it had received when it was released for X-Plane 11 or X-Plane 10. But anyway, my invitation still stands. I do have a lot of respect and admiration for both Jan and Tom, and I do hope to see him on the stream. Maybe he can address the community directly. What are the chances this gets released tomorrow, Friday the 29th? I don't think so. That is probably not going to happen. The opportunity to come to your stream is a gold mine and mischance for them. Thank you very much, Rand. I appreciate it. All right, 19,000, about 8,000 feet to go. 8,500 feet to go. We're looking good. Everything is in tip-top shape. Let's switch to the external view here, and flying here over the state of Florida. Beautiful, beautiful looking clouds in the distance, and very beautiful waters as well here as we make our way towards land. And a look at Navigraph charts here as well. Guys, just look at how they've done this. This is looking just gorgeous. Again, guys, if you're interested in Navigraph charts, the link is provided to you in the description of the stream. Just click on the link and you can subscribe to Navigraph charts. It's just really an excellent tool that is a must-have for any flight sim, whether you're just starting or you are an avid flight simmer. Just absolutely amazing tool, and it only is getting better and better with time. Just brilliant. The Swiss knife of flight simulation is Navigraph charts. Yeah, it's excellent. All right, so here we are, looking good. And back in the passenger cabin, if we go here and look out the window, again, you can see a nice wing view there. Lovely. James, hello, James Q8. I massively prefer XP over MSFs. However, today I bought the steam gauge add-on for the B58. Oh, that is, yeah, the steam gauge series is just excellent. I believe they're referring to the is it the Bonanza, the B58? Just remind me, which one is that? Is that the Bonanza? The steam gauge series is just excellent by Black Square. I think they are very talented. By the way, I'm not sure how big the team is, but they are definitely very talented. They create great add-ons for Microsoft Flight Sim, and gee, Microsoft Flight Simulator looks very nice. Now, from sources, internal sources, I should say. Microsoft, or Asobo, is working very hard to release Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 next year. So all their attention is focused there. So they are, they're extremely busy right now, and yeah, we should have it soon. Maybe Q1 of 2024. Don't quote me on that though, but that's my thinking. Hello there, Kivo. Welcome aboard. Got sick of the G1000. Hello, James from the UK. Oh, you are from the UK. All right. Yeah, the G1000, it gets old after a while. It does get old, James. I do agree with you there. But if you were sick of the G1000, I think you will really enjoy this aircraft because it's just really that good, and you will enjoy the radio, the simulation of the radio system aboard this aircraft. So, yeah, 1 Fahrenheit. Minus 17 Celsius is the outside temperature. Brilliant. Again, you can look here, and we are still at 20 Celsius, so we know the air conditioning system is doing its job, keeping the cabin temperature at exactly 20 Celsius. This is the selected temperature here. Very cool. We are going to be using the inertial separator for landing, but we are good for now. We're just gonna sync the heading bug again, and you can sync it just by clicking here, which is pretty cool. Right, 3,000 feet to go, and we are looking good. Switch to the outside real quick, and here we are over land. Just look at this view. And by the way, guys, if you update your MSFS to Sim Update 13, make sure that you go to the user config file, the user options.config file, and change in the graphic post-processing section, change the sharpness and noise. I think something to do with noise. Change those values back to 0. Otherwise, your clouds will not look good. They'll look like pixelated and stuff. So you can search for that, tutorial on my channel. How do I make the clouds look like they do on my streams? So just a couple of tweaks in the user config file will make them look really, really good. All right. Film grain, thank you very much, Kiva. Thank you. Film grain. Yeah, set the film grain and sharpness to 0 in the post-processing section of the user config file, user options file. Correct, the route is Key West to Orlando. All right, 1,000 feet to go. Here's the view from the first officer's side. Look at this. Looks beautiful. Just gorgeous. Look at this view. They really did a good job with the cockpit. Really, I love the texturing on this aircraft. Very, very well done. Obeyed just gifted another Q8Pilot membership. Thank you very much, Obeyed, for your generous support this evening. I really, truly appreciate it. Very, very kind of you, sir. All right. So in preparation for our approach, we're going to come here to Orlando. And let's take a quick look at the initial approach altitude is 1,600 feet. The ILS frequency is 110.7. The final approach course is 005 degrees. So 1110.7. We're going to come here 1. Is it 10? Yeah, 110.7. Right, 110.7. Enter. We'll just leave it as the standby frequency for now until we begin the descent. And speaking of the descent, if we look here at Navigraph, we can see that it's indicating if we start descending now, we should descend at 1,000 feet per minute. So we can actually begin the descent now. We are about 27. We could wait another 7 minutes, but just let's go ahead and begin the descent now. So we're going to set the altitude first to 1,600 feet. I think there might be one restriction. We can check that. Let me check this here in the flight plan real quick. So if you go back and go to your flight plan, so you'll have all your restrictions here as we begin the approach. So 5,000, 4,000, and 1,600. All right, so we can go all the way down to 5,000 feet. So let's do that. We're going to set this to 5,000 feet. Right, 5,000 is set. And next we are going to click here and we're going to descend at about 1,000 feet per minute. There we go. And we'll click back to go back to our map. And as you can see now, we are descending at exactly 1,000 feet per minute. We're going to ease off on the throttle a little bit here to maintain our current speed. Everything's looking good. I've yet to make up my mind whether or not I like Sim Toolkit Pro. Well, it's free. It's a free tool, James. If you don't like it, you can always uninstall it. So, no release date yet. That is correct, yes.
Glad to have so many new folks in the stream. Welcome. Yeah, Oliver Davidson, welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome, Alvin GB. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. Sandro, welcome, my friend. Hunger Studio 713, welcome aboard. I think your reviews are spot on. Keep on doing it. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your kind words there. I appreciate it. Sander is here. How are you doing? I hope now Navigraph will start logging flights as well. SimToolkit Pro hasn't been working on the M1 Mac for almost a year now, which is a pity. But switching to Navigraph would be okay as well. Navigraph is great. I love it. And Boeing Corp Mike from Logan, New Jersey, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. 25,000 for 5,000. Everything's looking great. And by the way, the weather radar works fully. So when this is on, you'll actually get the weather here. And I've seen this. I've tested this in an earlier flight, so it does work. All the systems on this aircraft work as they should. Everything, your ADF, your instruments, autopilot, VOR, ADF navigation, everything just works so well on this aircraft. Yeah. Lovely. Yeah, it looks like we have a VOR station here. We just picked up something that is about 147 nautical miles. I believe this is in the Orlando VOR that we have tuned in here, which is about 27 minutes away, or 146 nautical miles. Again, I've done this so that, again, you guys can see that everything works exactly as it should. Everything is simulated properly. Just really love this aircraft. Very nice aircraft. Very in-depth aircraft, I have to say. Not to brag, but I just noticed I'm a member of this channel for 2 years, 2 months, 2 days today. Man, time flies, pun intended. Well, thank you very much, Sander, for your loyalty to the channel, for your support. And I will be very honest in saying that I truly appreciate everyone who's a member on the channel. I know that I haven't done much for members, and for those of you who are sticking around being members, I know you do it because you support the channel, so I thank you very much for that. And I'm very pleased with where the channel is going, the growth of the channel. I think we've reached 74,000 subscribers, which is, again, a number I've never thought of reaching ever, to be honest. But yeah, I think I'm really very grateful to the entire community for their support. Everything that you guys do for the channel is I truly appreciate. And I do apologize if sometimes I miss your comments, or I'm unable to answer your questions or respond to emails. But I tell you guys, I am inundated with emails on whether it's Instagram, on Discord, emails, and I have my, actual work email to respond to as well. So you don't owe us anything. Don't worry. I became a member for what you already did. Thank you very much, Sander. Again, I really, truly appreciate it very much. 74700, is it? Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for the stat there, Rand. Yeah, I thought we were 74. I wasn't sure about the... I haven't checked I haven't checked today or yesterday, I think, but I know we've reached 74,000. So thank you very much, guys. Really, I truly appreciate it. And it just really gives me a lot of impetus to keep going. And yeah, I do have, by the way, planned for you guys a tutorial, as I promised you guys. I was planning on doing it this morning, but then I spent some time with the IXCG 737 earlier today to test out the new updates. I know that the VNAV has been fixed now. I've done a flight to verify what has been fixed, And I tell you, it's a really lovely aircraft. It's I mean, despite you know, all the comments that I've made, which are well found based on my experience, I still feel that the IXCG is very special. The sounds alone on that aircraft are just amazing. All right, 21, we are looking good. If we switch now, by the way, I've been using this telemetry to look at the descent. Now, if we look, we are descending at about 1,000 feet per minute, and we need to increase our rate of descent. So if I click here, we're going to go to 1,200 feet per minute for the descent. And we'll ease off a little more on the throttle. There we go. We want to keep, we have, everything is in the green, so the engine, oil pressure, temperature, our ITT, NG, prop, and torque, everything is looking good. You provide more of the FS community than we could ask for. Thanks for your work, Q8. Well, Aftan, thank you very much, sir, for being here and for your support. Hello there, Ala. Welcome aboard, my friend. Hope everything works. Dear, I just finished my work. Oh, well, thank you very much for joining us, sir. I appreciate that very much. And very good evening to you as well, Ala. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Compavos. Hello, my friend. Welcome. All right, let's switch to the outside here and take a look at the beautiful Florida terrain. Very, very nice. Again, I love the Porter Wheel scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim. I think one of the things that we've always wanted as flight simmers is a flight simulator that looks real, and now we have one. If you guys recall, when Aerofly FS came out, it's gained a lot of popularity because of the fact that it used real photo or photoreal scenery in some areas, and then they started releasing the high resolution DLCs for it, and a lot of people started downloading Aerofly FS. But when Microsoft Flight Sim came out, I think it really killed Aerofly FS, and it really also killed P3D. There was an interesting email from a friend of mine, Stefan, who has sent me a long email, and unfortunately I still haven't had time to respond to him, but I think he brings in an interesting point about flight simulation in general, and what is going on in the flight sim in generally speaking, and how the flight simulator creators such as Laminar and well, Laminar doesn't do it, but Microsoft Flight Sim does it, where they announced the bombshell of FS 2024, and they left all the developers in shock as to, oh, like, what the hell? What the hell just happened? What's going to happen to our add-ons? And interestingly enough, in his email, he told me that he really believes that, the flight sim companies should have a round table with developers to keep them informed of what's happening. It shouldn't come to them as a surprise. And we have with us Liam Arnold. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. I think you need some left rudder trim. You're probably right. Let's take a look here. Yeah. All right. So let me... There we go. That was a bit abrupt. Yeah. Let's see if I can fix this. Okay. I think that's good. Hey Q8, what do you think about the Inibuild's A320? I don't know. I haven't flown. Do you mean the A310? I don't know if they have an A320 in development. I haven't really used. I haven't really been keeping up with their news lately. Kind of like how Phoenix killed the other tube liners for me. Well, oh, A320 they announced today. Oh, so it's a brand new aircraft. Okay, I see. I don't know. Okay, well, let me tell you this. I wasn't aware of the fact that they've announced an A320, but if they're creating an A320, they are competing directly with Phoenix. And Phoenix has done an incredible job with the A320. The Phoenix A320 is by far one of the best A320s for flight sim. And by the way, only surpassing the tallest aircraft from the visual perspective, from the systems perspective. I think they are pretty much at par. But from visually, the Phoenix aircraft is much better. And of course, without a doubt, they have the best electronic flight bag implementation that I have seen thus far in flight sim. So they are competing, and I know Inibuilds create very high quality add-ons. So they are A310 and A300, the Beluga, both for X-Plane and for MSFS are great. Are they going to do something more than Phoenix? Sometimes I don't understand developers, and I don't understand how they think. So what is it that in the Phoenix that is not available that they actually are going to go at the full length of creating an A320? Why not create something else? Like an Airbus, but why not create an A340, right, for flight sim? Since we don't have an A340 in MSFS, but we do have an excellent A320. So sometimes I really don't understand developers. They go and they create aircraft just because, you know, they have that knowledge or that access. So they don't have access to an A340, but they have access to an A320, so let's go ahead and develop an A320. But there's the Phoenix, so I don't get it. So the new A320 gives Xbox players a higher fidelity A320. Oh, well, okay. That's all right. Well, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's okay if that's their market is the Xbox. That's fine, I guess. Yeah. Again, personally for me, I'm not an Xbox user, so it doesn't matter for me. i320 will be for Nintendo Game Boy users also. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's again, they're looking at that market, and that's okay. Right, we can reduce our rate of descent to about 800 feet per minute. So let's go ahead and do that. 800 feet per minute is now set, and we are at 11,000 feet. Barrow is 298.7. And we're look at the clouds, guys. Let me switch to outside view. Look at that. Yeah. Right, let me zoom in here a little bit so we see where we're going and what we're doing. Brilliant. 1,800 feet per minute. Looking good. Ini is going to be an A320 Neo in conjunction with a Sobo. It will be out on Xbox and will be out with SU4 in December. Yeah, well, I mean, we have a very good A320 right now, A320neo by fly-by-wire. So it doesn't really excite me that much, to be very honest with you guys. This is an amazing add-on. Really looking forward to this. Dougal McTavish. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Yes, it is. It is excellent, Dougal. And I know, Dougal, you were, again, contemplating the Got Friends Wildcat. I saw your message. You were asking someone on the V1 stream the other day. And I can tell you that it's probably the best warbird available today for Microsoft Flight Sim. From the fidelity, the visual modeling, the systems, the simulation, I think it is really an excellent aircraft. And I think if you, if you decide to get it, I think you will definitely enjoy it a lot. So you got the Wildcat. Excellent. Yeah, it is a blast without a doubt. She's just beautiful. She's a beautiful bird. Yeah. All right. So today, by the way, folks, the reason I streamed today, Thursday, I was originally planning to do the stream yesterday, but I was extremely tired when I came back from work. But we actually got the day off today as a public holiday for it's the Prophet birthday. So we normally get it. It's a public holiday here in Kuwait. So I was very pleased that we got an extra day off this week, and I said, you know what, let me do the stream then on Thursday, because I've had a chance to. I slept in this morning, to be honest. I normally get up at 5 a.m. and today I slept until about 6:20 a.m., which is extremely unlike me to sleep that long, but I normally sleep 4 hours, 4.5, maximum 5. That's normally how much sleep I get. But yeah, and hence the stream today. We're gonna go back to the Saturday, Tuesday schedule with in-between videos going at random times. But you can always bet on videos. So if I'm releasing a video, it's going to be on days other than the stream days, which are Tuesday and Saturday. The streams will always begin at 1800 Zulu, whereas the videos will be uploaded at 1600 Zulu. So just for you guys to, again, be aware of all the timings. I think it's a good time for us to switch to the outside here and look at the beautiful scenery here of Florida as we approach Orlando International Airport. It's been a while since I was in Florida last in 2020. Yeah, was it 2020 or 2021? No, 2021 is when I was in Florida last. The weather was exceptional. It was very, very nice weather. So I really enjoyed my stay in Florida. I was there for about a week to attend a training course, and I had a blast. It was just so much fun being there. Lovely people, lovely food, and lots and lots to do in Florida. The TFDI M11 pre-order, $80. What do you expect about the TFDI, dear? Well, the TFDI is known, again, for creating quality add-ons. Their TFDI 717 was an exceptional add-on for P3D. And they are also in the business of creating other add-ons for flight simulation. So from what I've seen thus far, I'm quite excited about their MD-11. It's a really and we have a reference point as well to compare to, because we have the MD-11 by Rotate Sim. So we'll have something to compare it to. I still have very little memory, very little recollection of the MD-11 by PMDG for FSX. I know that I really, really like that aircraft. The MD-11 is an aircraft that is very close to my heart. I like it. I like flying it. It feels, you know, pretty heavy, pretty powerful engines. So I'm quite excited about it. Oh, and pulling security at Kuwait City Airport 2 in 1999. Hey, Willie, how are you, my friend? We have also today with us Lars NR1Z. Welcome. Sorry, Lars, that the Nightbot command is not giving you the right aircraft for our flight today. But if you check the stream description, there is a link that will take you directly to the product page on the JustFlight website with all the information that you want on this specific aircraft here. So there, yeah. All right, so that's the Joker's 5. We're almost at 5,000 feet. That's the first restriction that we're going to have. Let's take a quick look at our flight plan. So let me zoom in here. Let's go back, select flight plan, and cruise is the beginning of the approach, which if we look back into our map, cruise, that's the Joker's. That's cruise right here. So once we are here, we will activate the approach, and then it's pretty much straight into runway 35 right. Right, perfect. Right, we're going to maintain 5,000 for the time being. Switch to the outside here, and look at just how beautiful this is. Yeah. Again, the accuracy in Microsoft Flight Sim is amazing. The other day I was flying over Fresno, and I was able to spot the Fresno State, and then I went through to, well, it wasn't very well modeled, but I went to the previous apartment building that I used to live in, which is located at exactly 107 East Sierra Avenue. It's on the major cross streets of Sierra and Blackstone, just across from the Department of Motor Vehicles, or DMV, as we used to call it. Yeah, it just brought a lot of memories, just because the area looks very familiar. Even in the sim, I think it looks pretty good. I would get the MD-11, but I just can't justify 80 to 100 USD for aircraft in sim. I just can't do for something I would rarely fly. Well, Willie, look, I will be very frank with you. For example, let me give you a quick example on that. The Hot Start Challenger 650 is an aircraft that cost $114, okay? Now, in my view, it is worth every cent, okay? It is the most complex study-level aircraft ever created for flight sim. There's nothing more complex than that aircraft. But if you are an average flight simmer and you fly casually, fly maybe once a week, you fire up the sim, say, all right, today I'm going to fly maybe, 737. I'm going to take it for a short flight. And, you spend maybe 2-3 hours a week on flight sim. Does it really justify that you purchase an aircraft that costs $114? No, the answer is no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that the aircraft's not worth it. No, of course not. But it's not worth it for your specific case, because the aircraft requires a learning curve, and to really get the value for money, you ought to go and study the documentation, understand the bleed system, understand the radios, the electrical system, for example. And if you're not going to do that, there is really no point in investing this much money in the aircraft in the first place. So, and even by the way, for a lot of the casual simmers, like Coronado aircraft are just terrible. I don't like them. I stopped buying them. I used to have all of them back in the X-Plane days. And even for FSX and P3D, I purchased a lot of the Coronado aircraft. But beyond the visual model, they offer nothing. So some of them, some very few of the Coronado aircraft are actually exceptionally well done. But those are, the exception, not the standard. So, yeah. If you're not going to really spend the time, if you're not really going to explore everything there is to explore in the aircraft and really learn it, there's no point in spending that much money on an aircraft, for sure. I think if that thing came to MSFS, I would probably get a divorce. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Virtual Sky Check. Welcome aboard, my friend. Good point, Q8. It's the same about BPT, even if it's pretty cheap. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Currently rebuilding my sim PC after my CPU died. Oh, Dougal, really? Oh, cool. Well, if you need any help building your PC, I'll be more than happy to help. Just give me a shout on Discord or shoot me an email. Again, look at this scene here. One of the things I really like in MSFS is the representation of the world. I mean, these look like trees. Just looks really, really good. All right, so we are going to descend now to, let me click here. We're going to go to 1600. That is set, and we are going to descend at 800 feet per minute. Or let's go to 1000. We're going to ease off on the power as well as we arrive into Orlando. Right, let's ease off there on the power. There we go. We are looking good. You can see how the VOR2 line here, it keeps moving. All right, looking good. Speed is decreasing. Quick reminder of the all right, so final approach course is 005 degrees. I wonder why we got that freeze at the beginning of the stream. Hopefully it won't happen again. Right, so we can bring up some lights here. Again, very nice night lighting in the aircraft, as you can see here. Check this out. Very, very nice. As we go through the clouds here, you can see the lighting aboard the aircraft, which I think is done quite well. You can see it here as well. Everything really in the aircraft is done very, very well. All right, here we go. And we're going to start reducing our speed. Okay. Now at this point, we can come here and we can say procedure and activate the approach. And we can switch this to localizer. We're gonna lower the landing gear. Not sure why we're getting this ding. Is it because of the landing gear? I can't see a thing. All right, let me disconnect the autopilot here. Whoop. are we getting this ding? Does anyone know? I really don't know why we're getting this ding here. There we go. We have the runway in sight now. Start pushing random buttons until it stops. I'm not sure why we're getting that, but nonetheless, I am going to hand fly the aircraft. Anyway, it's a lot more fun. We could use the autopilot, but it's no fun. Really, it's a lot better to just use the instruments. You can see here, we can see again we can center the line here. We're a bit off the localizer, so we can correct that. But I tell you, hand flying this aircraft is actually very, very fulfilling. Very nice. We have the flaps full, landing gear is down, and we have the runway in sight. There is definitely some crosswind there, but things are looking good. We'll maintain about 100 knots for now. Actually, let me just give it a slightly more power. There we go. We have the runway finally. There's some clouds there, some cloud cover there. All right. Inertial separator is on. Master caution. Why? I wonder why we're getting that ding. Go around altitude, is it? No. No, I don't think so. By the way, 35 right, isn't it over there? All right, well, we're looking good for the approach. Very nice approach into Orlando International. GQ exceed maybe the 850 thing? No, not really. Something must have failed, guys. Probably one of those failures. God, look at this approach, how beautiful it is. Right, let's ease off on the throttle here. looking good. What a joy to hand fly this aircraft, really. A lot of wind here, gusting wind. That's 35 left, isn't it? Not sure if we configured this for 35 left or right. That's a floater there. But still in the touchdown
Smooth
zone, believe it or not.
That's what people pay for.
All right. And by the way, we can go to beta. All right. Perfect. We'll see now why we're getting this ding-dong sound. But welcome to Orlando International Airport, ladies and gents. Please check the blinking message. Where do we have a blinking message? We really don't have a blinking message. Right, let's find a spot to park the aircraft. Now this is a very large airport, and but we're just going to put the aircraft anywhere and try to figure out why we're getting these ding-dong sounds. I'm sure it's something I've missed without a doubt. I have no doubt in my mind it's something I've messed up. But yeah, 35 right was actually on the other side, but all right. Nice airport, nice scenery by I'm not sure who made this scenery, as a matter of fact. Wow, look at those clouds, guys. Below the waypoints in the GPS, the plane is reminding you to make the first Disney World ride reservation. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we can retract the flaps. Maybe there is a failure. No. Active failures? No active failures, so everything's fine. Strange. All right. Well, this is the gate area, so we're just going to bring the aircraft to a stop somewhere here. This is a very large airport, and it's just going to take a very long time to go over to the general aviation parking. So we're just going to come here and bring the aircraft to a stop. And set the parking brake. Parking brake is set. And with that, we can go to the shutdown checklist. So we can come here. Let's see, climb, cruise, and go around. God, look at all these rejected takeoff, engine failure, all kinds of checklists are available for you, which is pretty cool. I like that. All right, so we're going to go to the touchdown. Parking brake set. Parking brake illuminated. Taxi light is off. So we're going to turn off these lights here. Nav and strobe can go off. Depressurized. Bleed air off. All right, so we come here, and this goes to off. And this goes to off as well. And power lever is idle for 1 minute. Right, so the power lever has been idle. Not for 1 minute, but yeah, it's been idle. Right, let's go ahead and turn off the gyro switches here. And then the EFS master can go off. That is located here. Alright, AP trim is off. And radio master is off. Ah, something with the radios. Interesting. What was it? Approach is not active. Ah. Alright, now we know what that was. Please read the chat. Yeah, that was the mess up there. So because the approach was not active, we were getting the stings to remind us it was something related to the radio. And so yeah, at least we know what it is, which is all right. So we're good here. So we can go to the propeller. Here we'll go to low idle. Propeller. Feather that, and then cut off. Right, let me get my... There we go. Okay. Perfect. No, but we want the checklist. Shut down. There we go. Alright, so now we can turn off all the lights, which they are already all off. And we can turn the ignition off. The starter is already in the off position. Generator is on main. Source selector off. And we can turn the generator off. And everything is turned off now, and we are back into the cold and dark state. We can now unlock the door. Excellent. Deploy the stairs. We're going to open the engine cowl link once more. And we're going to go back to the aircraft. We're going to open the baggage door again here. And next we're going to click here to unlock the passenger door. Now we see the reds. And the door opens. And the stairs are out. And ladies and gents, here we are. We have the aircraft back into its cold and dark state. Yeah, finally. That is the PMS, correct? Yes, sir. That is the PMS. Yeah, exactly. So, all in all, this aircraft... I hope, by the way, that you've enjoyed this preview, first look preview at the TBM 850 by Black Square. All in all, I believe that this aircraft is a very well developed aircraft, extremely polished. The depth of system simulation is really commendable. From the visual perspective, the exterior is very nicely done. Is a detailed exterior. It could use a little bit more improvement, I think. Just something, you know, there's something about it that tells me, maybe it's the livery I'm using here. But yeah, maybe it can, you know, if there is a better livery, better looking livery than that one. But overall, the visual modeling, the inside of the aircraft is exceptionally done. The modeling of the engine is a very nice touch to the aircraft, again, to learn how, at least what the engine looks like. The depth of system simulation is really commendable by Black Square. I really like the the 3D cockpit. I think it looks great. The fact that everything is simulated, all the buttons, the switches have a function. There are no in-op buttons on this aircraft. Everything works exactly as it should. And of course, the aircraft also features 100 scheduled or random failures that will really give you an extra challenge. It comes with extensive documentation, improved turboprop dynamics, new voltage-based light dimming, new turbine engine failures, new FOD damage based on surface type, a new gyroscope physics simulation, physics based on instrument needles, integration with the TDS, PMS, GTN 750 Garmin devices, as well as the working title 530, mathematically accurate VOR and ADF signal attenuation and noise degradation, completely simulated electrical system as you have witnessed in this stream, fully simulated environment control system, the KNS-80 RNAV computer, ETM engine trend monitor, state saving, as well as the beautiful 3D modeling. So all in all, I believe that this is an excellent aircraft, definitely receives the Q8 Pilot seal of approval, and this is probably a day one purchase, guys. If you like IFR flying, and if you specifically like general aviation aircraft, you will definitely enjoy this aircraft immensely, and you will enjoy it just probably as much as the Comanche. The Comanche, of course, has a lot more on the walk around and things that are missing from this aircraft, but nonetheless, we can always go for the H button here and start doing the walk around like that. Yeah. So yeah, definitely we can do the walk around with this aircraft as well. So if you have you know, FS realistic, but again, not to I mean, not to equate the walk around feature in the Comanche with this one. Definitely it is something that will, I think, add to this aircraft in terms of fidelity, but I think their focus, Black Square's focus, is really on the environmental system, on the radio navigation, the depth of the actual system. It definitely would be a nice touch to have additional features for the walk around, where you can actually walk around and check the flaps, check the wings, the ailerons, and the rudder and the flaps, and do all that good stuff, and check the fuel. But again, for the price of the aircraft, I think it offers an excellent experience into the IFR simulation for flight sim. Definitely worth its price, the asking price. The aircraft's still not released, but it will be released soon. Again, I think it offers a lot. While you're at the gate, because Lucas, Orlando International is a very large airport, and I just don't want to waste time taxiing in this large airport. So I just decided to bring the aircraft to a stop here. Well, folks, this pretty much brings us to the conclusion of our first look review at the Black Square TBM 850. I hope that you have found this stream to be useful, insightful, and that you have enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. Stay safe, and bye-bye for now.